Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Eid Mubarak to each and every one of us. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be talking like I'm whispering, but hopefully you guys can hear me because it's late here. I don't know what time it is where you're watching me from, but here is literally late. Like it's very, very late. The time is 5 minutes to 2 o'clock. Yes, and today is Salah celebration. Today is Eid, and yeah, I've been like this since for a while now. I didn't dress up purposely for the sake of this video, no. I've been like this since morning, and I wanted to go inside and settle for the night so I can sleep. I wanted to get undressed, and just settle for the night. But I've been seated here for a few hours and I've just been thinking. I couldn't even do anything. I couldn't stand up to go and undress or to settle for the night and sleep. And I decided to okay, instead of just sitting down and just thinking and, meditating and everything, why don't I just come live and, talk and express myself and just, talk to you guys. So honestly, I got anyway, let me greet you guys first. Eid Mubarak to each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that I am alive. Most importantly, that I'm getting better, that I'm even better, inshallah, and that I'm alive to witness this Eid Mubarak. I mean, I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. So today, I made about 2 or 3 videos dancing posted online on TikTok, and I was just scrolling past. Today's Children's Day. I didn't even post anything about it. I didn't post my kids. I didn't post anything about Children's Day or anything. I was just, wanted to just post 1 or 2 videos of myself, dance and just, appreciate, because I've had a lot of people commenting, people checking up on me. So I just wanted to let them know, I'm fine. Today is Eid. I'm active. I'm okay. Alhamdulillah, grateful to God, right? So only for me to just, scroll, and I saw a video of kids, not even a video, as sort of like it was a picture I saw, and honestly, it's not as if I didn't hear it before, or it's not as if I didn't, but I didn't want to put my mind here there. It's not as if I didn't hear it or I didn't know what was happening. I didn't put my mind there because I didn't want anything that was going to bother me mentally, because I'm not strong. I'm just getting better. I left the hospital, in and out of the hospital since I had my baby, and so I'm just feeling better. Like, to be in the house celebrating Eid Mubarak with my kids, is one of the greatest, accomplishments, achievement, prayer points, and answered prayer, to me. So I was just so happy and excited that, I get to go to the mosque with my kids, with my family to pray Eid, and I'm not in the hospital. I was just, being grateful and appreciating God. And so I didn't want anything that was going to spoil my mood, that was going to, affect my head mentally, physically, and stuff like that. I was just trying as much as possible to just, stay positive, just stay positive and just be happy and enjoying the day. And seeing the pictures of these children, that were adopted, seeing their pictures, and then I was seated. My husband was now watching. I was seated before my husband went to bed, because he went to bed also. I've just been sitting down with him, gisting and stuff like that, and that's why I'm still dressed like this. I was just sitting down with my husband. We're just gisting and talking, and then, you know, as we're talking, he was watching on the TV. So he was watching. Then this guy talk to Chud um on the television. So I think he went to, Oyo State. He went to Ogbomoso, where they to meet the parents of some of the girls, some of the kids that were adopted in school, in the school with, the teachers. And you know my whole system just changed. Everything in me just changed. I kept looking at my kids. I just kept thinking it could be anybody. It could be anybody. I don't know why these people are playing with the life of children, with the life of people. I don't know why they are, because to me, honestly, I feel this thing is just politics. I feel it's politics. Election is approaching. They are doing campaign here and there. I don't know why these people are so heartless. Why would they be playing with the life of children? When will insecurity end in Nigeria? When it could be anybody. I remember when one of our family members was kidnapped. I was here. I was pregnant. I was battling with pregnancy. Upon hearing the news, I knew how worried we were. For days in this house, I couldn't cook. We couldn't do anything. We're always calling constantly just to hear. We paid a whole lot of money for ransom. Alhamdulillah, luckily for us, it was released. Not everybody can be as lucky as that. Not everybody. Not everybody can be as lucky as that. Because there are some people that they are not even lucky at all. That they will pay the ransom, and then at the end of the day, their family member will still be, their family member will still be killed, will still be unalived. They will still unalive their family member even after paying the ransom. So we're lucky our family member was released, So my heart goes out to the teachers, family, to the family of the children. And I just pray and hope that those kids were released, because I can't imagine carrying pregnancy for a whole 9 months. With the struggle of training a child. And I mean, as human being, no human being deserves to go through what those people are going through. These are children, for God's sake. The country has failed them. The parent has failed them. The society has failed them. Everybody has failed, including me, myself, seated here. I have failed those children. We are all in this together. And honestly, I just kept thinking, and it's like the whole thing is just beginning to trigger. It's beginning to trigger my system. As I'm talking to you guys right now, I feel pain in my stomach. My chest is heavy. I don't even know. I can't sleep. I'm just seated right here. I'm just thinking. I don't even know, coupled with the fact that again I got, not so pleasant news, this night. Not so pleasant news. Not so pleasant news, which I don't think is necessary for me to share. Not so pleasant news. And but Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for, health. And yeah, so that is just it. I just pray and hope that those children come out, alive and healthy, alive and safe. It's very devastating, honestly, because I'm living in France. I'm in Nigeria, and I'm a very, very proud Nigeria. I love Nigeria so much. I miss Nigeria. I want to go back home someday. When I mean going back home someday, I mean going back home finally. I'm not talking about visiting and coming back. I can as well visit and come back, depending on when I'm going to relocate finally back to Nigeria. But at this point, with this whole thing that we are seeing, with this whole thing that is happening, honestly, it can be scary. I can't imagine watching my kids being taken away from me by some kidnappers or some bandit or whatsoever. It's so disheartening. It's so painful. It could be anybody. I was watching this thing this night and I didn't even pay attention because I didn't want to put my whole heart, I didn't want to put my whole mind in watching to say that today's children day, those children are there. You know, I can imagine how scared they are. I don't want to cry. Today's Salah celebration. I don't want to cry. I don't want to look like I'm just setting up the camera to come and be crying. But as I'm talking to you guys, I'm feeling pain in my stomach. I'm feeling pain in my chest. I'm feeling very exhausted. And I can't just imagine what those children are going through. My kids are inside, they are sleeping, and I'm here. And I can't even sleep on hearing or seeing what happened. Now imagine the family of those children, imagine their parents, imagine their mothers. I can't believe what is happening. Eh? The government has failed these children, the society has failed these children. Now you can't even leave your children outside to play. I remember those days while we were growing up. We used to play outside. Yes, we used to play outside. We play with sand. We play in the neighbor's house, you know. We go to the next street. I can remember growing up. I can remember at least from age 3, 4, 5, 6. I can remember all those things. Not all, but at least I can remember the world was not as, you know, wicked, as cruel, as cold as this. But right now you can't even trust your kids with your neighbor. You can't trust your kids with even some family members. The world is cold, outside is cold, people are just mean, people are cruel. Why? How did we get here? I wish you can just go back to those days where everything used to be very peaceful, and you know, children can just be children. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. The village was a positive village while we were growing up. Not like now, like we have the kind of villages that we have now is a very wicked village. Eh? It's a very wicked one. Why? Why? Now you can't even leave your child and turn back. My husband and was it a day before yesterday, right? Yes. On Sunday, today is Wednesday, yeah. On Sunday, we were at a family friend's house, and you know, my husband and them, they were gisting me. I didn't know. I was just hearing it for the first time that there was this woman, you know, that a phone, that somebody that was selling phone came by her, you know, she was talking to her neighbor, and somebody that was selling phone and buying phone was passing on their street, and the neighbor was now saying, she wants to sell phone, that she has the phone inside that is not too okay, that she wish she can, you know, sell the phone. So she was with her child outside. Outside when she was talking to the neighbor, she now told her child that, can you go inside and check my phone for me? The child now went inside and came back and said, Mommy, I can't find your phone. I didn't see it. Then the mother now said, I don't understand, you can't find my phone. The phone that I kept here on the bed, near the bed. I don't understand, you can't find it. Let me go and check. So the neighbor went inside and left her child with her other neighbor that she was gisting with, and the person that is selling the phone. You understand? She just went inside. On coming outside, she didn't meet her neighbor she was gisting with, but she met the person that sells phone and buy phone. She was now asking the person, where's my child? The person now said, no, I didn't see your child. She now said, I don't understand, you didn't see my child. My child I left, now. I just went inside to go and carry phone. And then I came back, you're telling me that you can't find my child. It's impossible. Now, That was how she raised a lot. She raised an alarm, and she started talking. So the alarm that she